Right, so what I want to do today is I want to try and just continue on with this model. What I want to look at doing is putting some doors, windows. I think we'll put a lift shaft in, and we'll put some walls on the different floors, using different methods of creating the floors, trimming the floors, altering the floors and the walls and the doors. First of all, what I want to do is put some reference planes in. So if I go to the ground level now and click on the ground level, then in the architectural tab, if we scroll along to the right hand side, you've got the work plane. In there you've got set, show, viewer, and the main thing that we're looking for today is reference plane. So if I click on the reference plane, and what I'm going to do is I want to create some reference planes in the middle of our building. This will help us mirror any walls or any patterns that we wish to put in. So from there, I'm just going to go from the midpoint and I'm going to drag it outside of the main building. Once I've done that one, I'm going to go across to the top and do the same again. Pick the midpoint, drag it and create it across outside the building, keeping it vertical if you can and not messing about the way I was then. So again, reference plane, click the mid plane, come down and, as I say, put in a reference plane. So if I press escape twice or click on the modify tab to come out with that particular one, what I'm going to do is pick the reference plane and alter it. Now you need to pick the reference plane outside of the building. As you can see, it won't let you pick it inside the building. If you go to the outside, click on it, it then zoom into it and you can see the little circles at the end of it. If you click on the circle and just drag it to the outside of it, that's that reference plane edited. And if we do the same on the horizontal reference plane, so pick on it, zoom in, and as I say, pick the circle and extend it outside of the building. We can use these reference planes later on, or if we extend the building, we can use that to make sure that we're in the middle of the building. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to put in this side here, I'm going to put in a lift shaft. What I may do is choose a different position. It's just depending on how I go, because I want to use either one of these reference planes to be able to mirror it about a certain axis. We'll have a look and see where we go from there. Right, as you can see, in ground level, I've got my reference planes in. What I want to try and do next is put a lift shaft in. Now, as you can see, I've got the stairs in this bottom right hand corner here. I want to look at putting my lift shaft around about that area. What I wanted to try and do is to try and use this to mirror the lift shaft to a different position. And I'm going to have to think about where that actually sits it. So we may have to do some editing later on. But first of all, what I want to look at doing, if I go to the architecture and click on wall, it's already got a wall in there that I'm looking for, but there are, as we know, other walls that we want to put in there. Now again, I'm just going to pick a concrete returning wall, 300, and make sure that we've got that into there. I want to make sure that I've got chain selected, offset set to 0, 2000. The height of unconnected, it doesn't really matter in this part because we're going to alter it anyway as we go through. So what I'm going to do is pick on there, and I'm going to sit it around about there. I'm going to drag it in and I'm going to make it 12 foot, and I'm going to type in and I'm going to put in 3600 there, and I'm going to continue and I'm going to make that 10, and I'm going to put 3000 in there, and then just come back and make sure that I snap to the center of the wall rather than the outside or the inside of the wall or the outside. I'm going to snap to the center of the wall. Okay, so snap to there, and again press escape twice. That comes out of that position there. So as you can see, we've got our stairs in, and we've got a lift shaft next to our staircase there. Now, again, I'm not saying that you should have it there. This is just me, in a sense, just as we go along, just showing you how to put different parts in the actual model itself. You can then choose to put your lift shaft in any part of the building as you want. Okay, so as I say, we'll put the lift shaft in, and then what I'm going to do is try and copy it or mirror it about one of the reference planes. Right, when we've got in now in our model, now we've got our elevator shaft sitting in that position there. What AutoCAD Revit has is the ability to put in what we call temporary dimensions. This helps you gain control of your drawing, if you like. So just to show this, to highlight this part, and just a way, an easy way that it helps us edit our drawing. If we pick on the blue line, what you've got is here what we've got temporary dimensions. And what we want is an exact interior inside wall of 3000 or 10 feet, if you like. So what we're going to do is alter this. So, but just a couple of little things that we need to look at doing. If you hover over that blue circle there, what you get is, this is our witness line. This is actually where the dimension is clicked to. If we click on it, if you notice, it moves to the outside of the wall. If we click on it again, it'll move back. Click on it again, and it'll move back to the original position. That's just showing us that we can edit the wall and make any alterations to what we call a temporary dimension. So I'm going to click on the highlighted blue, and I'm going to change that to 3000. That will now give us an exact interior wall of 3000. Okay, so that's just another way that we can edit any wall that we're coming up to working in when we start putting walls in the actual floor plans themselves. Okay, so as I say, just temporary ways in which we can control our drawing. Right, just another little thing on these temporary dimensions. Revit by default measures walls to the centre. Now I'm going to say that that's not always the best way to measure walls. What we would look to do is, I would assume that you would look to measure walls to the outside of the dimensions. So what I'm going to do is just show you a way that you can alter the settings. If we go to manage on the tabs at the top, and if we look at going to there and additional settings, click on additional settings and go down to the bottom where we've got temporary dimensions. If we click on temporary dimensions, well, it brings up the properties. Now if you notice, what I've got mine set up to is faces for the walls and for the doors and windows to the openings, which I think is more of a sensible way to change it. So if you're in this, and say for example yours are on the centre line, just move it and click to faces, and same with the doors and windows, click on centre lines. As I say, I tend to have mine set for openings, and then just click OK, and that will now make sure that our walls are picked to the faces and our doors and windows are picked to the openings, which I think is a better way of actually measuring something. So if we carry on now, what I want to do is just edit the actual shaft wall itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wall in just around about there. What I need to do is just separate this lift shaft from the outside wall. So another way that you can quickly start to draw walls within Revit is, if I right click on any of the walls that I want to use, I'll right click on that wall, and then if I go on there, create similar, and if you notice what it does, it remembers what type of wall we're going to look at using. It's going to tell us which type of wall centre line we've got in there, which is fine from there. What I want to do though is just change that to finish face exterior. Okay, what I'm also going to do in the offset, I want to put in 3000. And then I'm going to pick in the draw, I'm going to pick on the pick lines tool, and I'm going to go into my lift shaft, and I'm going to pick the outside wall. Now if you notice, if you zoom into it, you can be able to see a little bit better. If you notice, whichever direction you go in, you pick a faint blue line to the left hand side of it. If I move my mouse slightly to the right, it then puts it into the right side of it, and that's where I want my wall to be. So if you move it to the left hand side, you get your blue line on the left hand side, which is the outside of the drawing, the lift shaft. I want it on the inside nearer the wall. So if I move it to the right side and click, if you notice, it puts the same wall within the actual lift shaft itself. So again, press escape twice just to come out of that command. So now if you look at it, what it's done is it's put a separation wall between the outside wall and the inside wall of that actual shaft itself. Press escape and come up with the command. Right, what I'd like to do now is just show you how we use our planes to reference planes to mirror walls, doors, anything you like around those reference planes. Now you can position these reference planes to wherever you want to do. You can offset them, you know, so that you've got 3,000 millimeters from there, or 3 meters, and the same there. You can offset that 3 meters that way, that 3 meters that way. That'll help us put our floor spaces in. So we'll have a look at that a bit later on. What I'm going to do is just mirror this shaft around. Now it's not going to be in the most perfect of positions. As I say, I don't think I've designed this building in any way, shape or form to create this, but we'll just try it and see what it looks like. We'll have to do a little bit of editing, but we'll just try. So if I'm pressing the control key, I can pick the walls that that I want to mirror. Now you can put a mirror, you can put a window around it using your cursor or anything like that, but I tend to just pick it with a control key. I find it a little bit easier to do than it picking other parts as well. So once I've picked the actual walls that I want to mirror, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my modify, and I've got pick mirror by drawing an axis. Now, so what I'll need to do is, as I say, draw a temporary axis line in, and then that will mirror about an actual plane itself. But what we've got in there, we've got mirror about axis. So I want to pick the axis that we've already created. If I pick on that, and then if I pick the actual plane itself. Now if you notice, now that we're going to use it, or we're going to separate, we're going to mirror something about it, it becomes active inside. If I just pick on there, and if you notice straight away, it puts an exact copy on the opposite side of the actual reference plane. Now as you can see, that's not perfect in any way. Fortunately for me, it's fell so that I think we can still use this wall that we put in there to separate it from the main walls. So as you know, anything that's blue we can edit. So if we pick on it, and if I pick on that line and I'm going to just drag it from there to that center line. So from where it was, I'm going to drag to that center line and let go, and now that has put it into you know, it looks reasonably well there. But obviously I think maybe we'd dispose of that in another model, or we'd create a reference plane in a position so that we could mirror that to say somewhere around there, or sit it in that corner there. But I think it's just at the moment now, it'll just serve its purpose by just demonstrating how we actually mirror around a reference plane. Okay, so as I say, anything we want to do, we can do that the same. So again, we'll go a bit further on and we'll put some more walls in, and we'll put some more shaft in. We'll lift that shaft up. Right, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add some walls to the actual ground floor itself. Now I'm just going to concentrate on the ground floor. As I say, you can start at whichever level you want to do. You can add what you want, and as I say, when a little bit later on, what we'll use is the copy command, where we shift them to the floors. What I wanted to do now is just to show you some ways of putting walls in using our reference planes again. Now what we usually tend to do with these is use the pick line command, but because we've got no real reference points, i.e. an entrance or an arc wall or a door, we'll just have to use it a different method. But it's the same principle whether you were using the pick line command or drawing it by freehand. So what we'll do is we'll go to the wall command in the architectural tab. We'll pick on there. I've already picked one. I've picked a partition wall, 130mm, with I believe a 2-hour fire rating. I think that is there that you've got there. I think it can resist fire for 2 hours. I'll pick that. What I want to make sure is that I've got finished face exterior put in, and I'm going to go on to the pick line and just create a line from one point to another. The first thing at first is what I want to do is I want to pick in this area here. I want to pick at that point there because that is going to make sure that that wall is in the center. But if you'll notice, what it'll do, I want not that particular term because I didn't put it in. So I've got to concentrate. I do apologise. So what I want to do is pick the wall, but in here I want to put a 4-foot offset in. I want to put 1200 millimeters in there, and again make sure that I press enter just to make sure that it's got it in. So again I'm going to start again here, and hopefully I'll do it right this time. So I'm going to pick that again. As you say, if you notice that how it's swinging on that axis there, which is 4 feet away from that center line, so I'm just going to drag this to the end, to my arch, and I'm going to pick on the midpoint of that wall. Once I've finished, what it does do for me, it doesn't stop me there. It allows me to offset it to the other side now, which is a great, it's quite useful when you're putting them in. So I'm going to drag it across again, and I'm just going to go to the intersection or the center of the wall there. And as you can see, I've got my corridor wall running through the center of my actual ground floor. Now I could, it says here, hopefully, go across here and just pick on that point there again and pick the center wall again, and you see, as you notice, it puts it 4 foot to the other side of there. Now what I'm going to do is go to the center of that wall, pick there, and again it'll come around, and if I pick there it'll put me another wall in that position there. Now I can't do it at this side because I've got my curtain wall in there. Well, I could do, I suppose I could put a door in there at some later stage, but I'm not going to for the minute. I'm just going to leave it as it is, and then we'll do some more editing using the reference planes and the actual corridor lines that we've got in. Okay, so as I say, we'll put some more walls in and edit and see what we get from there. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to demonstrate with and put a corridor in somewhere around there using the reference plane lines that we've created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the reference plane again, but instead of putting one in by hand there, which I could do quite easily, I could put it in there and midpoint and to that point there. What I'm going to do is use the offset command. So I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to put in 10 meters. Okay, so I'm going to there, and instead of using the line command, I'm going to use the pick line command. So if I pick that, and if I pick that center reference plane there, and you can see that it will highlight a corridor, a reference plane at either side of that point there. So I'm going to put one there, and I want to bring it to this side, and I want to put one there. I maybe won't use that, but I'm just going to put those reference planes in to see what I can use. So again, press the escape key twice, and another again, what we'll do is we'll simply use the same wall again. So if we go to there and create similar, and it just puts in what we've finished, and it remembers that we've got finished face exterior, we've got the offset, but what we'll have to do in there is again put in 1200, which is 4 feet again, and if we pick on that, try and get it so it picks on the center of the wall there. Pick there, and if you notice again, it takes it to the side, and I want to pick on that point there, and then it'll bring it around to this side again and back down, and pick on the mid-plane or the centre of that wall there. So that's our other corridor in there. As I say, we can go to this side and put another one in, or we can go to that side and put another one in there, depending on what you wish to do with it. Let's just put one in there. We can always delete these walls off, of course. We don't necessarily need, to keep them in. And again, to the centre and the intersection of the line, from there, across, and again, back down to that intersection point there. So within that area there now, we're just using that offset command and the reference plane. We've got 3 corridors in there. It may not be the greatest of plans, but we'll see as we go further along. We can delete the walls out, we can add another wall, we can cut a wall away, make those small offices. We can do in a sense what we wish with the ground floor. So the next step, what I want to do is start putting some doors in. Now with adding doors in Revit, it can become a little bit of a mundane task. Once you get used to it, once you get used to placing the doors, it is such an easy way of putting doors in. And of course, what we can do is make sure that we use the tag command. What that will do, every door that we put in, again with fingers crossed, it should tag the doors from 1 to however many we put in. So we'll do that, and then we'll keep going and just see where we go with this. Right, so as I say, what I want to look to do now is put some doors in these positions here, just to give us an idea of how we actually put doors in. There is no real need for these doors, but it's just an exercise. As I say, you can put as many doors in as you want, you can delete them as you want. So what we'll do is we'll go to the door command and we'll pick a door. But first of all, what we need to make sure is that tag on placement is highlighted. As I say, what this does, it just places a tag on the door or window, whichever we've put in. Again, we'll go to the door and we'll choose a particular door. Now again, if we've not got many doors in there, we can go to our load family tab and we can go into doors, and within here we've got doors, external, internal, structural, and if we go for internal doors, those are the type of doors that we can fit into our drawing. So we've got some nice doors in there. So what I want to do is I'm just going to pick and go for a single door with this, and I pick on it and click open. What it will do, it puts it into our door command here. Okay, if we click on again, we've got architecture and go to door, and if you notice it's there, look, that's the door that we're going to particularly use for our positioning here. Now as I say, what we've got to make sure is that we've got tag on placement highlighted. Now hopefully what it should do is it'll tag our doors. Now when you put a door in, what you can do is you can position it either internally or externally. It's just a case of moving it from side to side, and what we'll do again later on with these temporary dimensions, we'll alter it as we go across. So I'm just going to put one there. I'm going to come across and put one in this wall here, and I'm going to come across and put one in this wall here and here. And if you notice now, you can see that the doors are tagged as we go into there, and position it into position from there. Now again to this one here and here and here. Okay, now they're the doors. We don't necessarily need all those in, but so we can take them out as we wish. Now if you notice, what they've done is tagged them. Now the reason you've got 11 there on my side, if you haven't put any doors in you should get, is because I've already put some doors in on one of the other floors, so it's tagging it from there. So again, just press the escape key twice. Those are our doors positioned in there. Now again, as I say, if we highlight that door again, we can easily alter it, because I've got the door open into the exterior. Now if I pick on it there, it'll move it to the inside. Now again, we can edit it again to there, pick it there, and it'll move the bigger door, because if you notice we've got two doors, so it opens a bigger door to the right, to the top side of it, and the smaller door to the left of it. Again, if I pick it again, it'll alter it again. That's just different ways of editing it. If you notice that it puts it centrally, so the door is in the actual middle of the wall. Again, we can alter that. We can make, we can change the dimensions on the door. I'm not going to choose to do that for the moment, so that's entirely up to you again, whatever you want to do. So whilst we're in this view, let's just quickly look at it in a 3D view and just see what we've got. So we've got our door there at that side. If we rotate it round, we've got our doors at that side and our doors at that side there. Now again, if we want to have a look at any walls or anything like that, if I pick on that wall, and that wall there, and if I go down to temporary hide isolate, if I pick on there and just click on hide elements, it hides it away from there. So now we can see what we've got in a sense of floors and walls and doors within our building. And we're just starting now to slowly build it up and to make it look something like an actual building itself. So again, if I come out of there and go back and reset everything, and I'm going to go back to my ground level again. As I said, anything that we're doing in here, we can easily copy to whichever floor we want to put it into. The elevator shaft, I can move that up to there, but I'm going to be a bit cautious with that because I've got some floors on that on the other floors. But this one I shouldn't be a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my control key and I'm going to select the actual elevator shaft that we've put into. Now at the moment we've got it down at ground level. Now what I want to do is take it up to level 3 and click apply, and if we go to the 3D view now, and if I hide that wall there, it should give me a view of where the elevator shaft is going. If I click hide element, you can see where now the elevator shaft is going up to the top floor. What I maybe should have done was sent it up to roof level so that it covers that floor again. But we can do that. That's just to give you an example of what we've got viewing there. Now the reason I didn't do my other elevator shaft, if I just pick that one and go to temporary hide again and hide element, and if I look at there's my other lift shaft. Now as you can see, I've put walls on that second floor, so I think if I do that, it's going to create a bit of an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see what happens. If I pick my walls from a lift shaft, if I can, in the 3D view, which I can, I think. If we go to there, and control K, let's just see what happens if I take that up to level 3. And if I'm going to go, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to roof level, and it's come up to there. See, that's where my roof level is. If I apply, what it's basically done is cut through that wall, and you can see the actual wall in. No, I can leave that as that is, because I can edit that. I can go to that level and I can edit that wall. So I'm going to leave that as in there. So we've got our lift shafts in, and we're starting to look, as I say, like a building now. Got our doors in. We've got some walls in on the first floor, and we just keep editing that away, and just let's just see where we go with it. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my reset temporary hide and reset the walls, and I'm going to go to ground level again, just to let's see. I'm going to ground level from there. So at the moment now we've got our corridors in, we've got walls at each end of the corridors, we've got our elevator shafts in, we've got our stairs in. Pretty much looking at what we've got from there. And what I want to try and do is maybe put some more walls in, and again just show you the ability that we have to edit walls within our building. Okay. Right, as I say, what I'm going to try and do now, is put some windows in. So if we go into the ribbon at the top, and if I click on windows, it picks us. Again, it's got a limited amount of windows in there. So again, let's go to the load family, and when it comes up, we'll pick some windows and put them in ourselves. So again, what you'll have to remember is that when you're at college, you're limited to those. So if I scroll down to my windows, I'll click on there, and if I just go through and just show you, the type of windows that you will get once we get it sorted out. Those are the windows that we're going to look at putting in. I'm just going to go with a window at the top and go for that particular one, that one there. Again, click open. It will load it into our memory and tell us exactly what type of window we've got. It will give us some different sizes across there. I'm just going to go for the 1360 by 910. If I pick on that, remember what we need to do is remember that we need to always put on tag on placements and make sure that's highlighted. Now, as memory serves me, I haven't put any windows in here, so it should start from 1 through to how many windows we put in. So I'm going to put 1 there, and I'm going to put 1 there, and I'm just going to put 1 if I put 1 near that door there, and if I put another one near that door there, it's going to be overcrowded. But again, all I'm doing is just showing you how we can put windows in. And I'm going to put 1 there, and I don't know, do we need 1 near that lift? But let's put 1 in anyway. As I say, we can take them out whenever we want, so we can do what we wish with them. So again, press escape twice. That takes us out of the command. Now what I want to show you is, as I say, what it's done there. As you can see, it's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are 5, 6 windows we've got in. Now along this wall here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 windows in. Now what I want to do is, if I go into annotate and then I go for align dimension, if I pick on align dimension, and then if I pick here, and if I pick the center of each of our windows, again it may seem a little awkward at first, but it's the blue line that we're looking for in the middle. And over a period of time you'll get used to it. You can zoom into it if you want to, if it makes it any easier there, and then pick again there, and then I'm going to pick the end of that wall there. Now if I go down there, those are the dimensions that's set at. Now what I've got to do is be a bit careful here, because if you notice there, what you've got is equal. Now if I tick on that equal sign, what it will do, it will automatically create those windows at equally spaced positions. But with me having walls here and walls there, it may be a bit of a dodgy thing to do. I want to click it anyway, but yeah, so it's done it. That's okay. So what it's done, it's equally spaced those windows out across that wall there. Again, it may not be the best positioning, but that's just the way in which we can equally space, and a quicker way of dimensioning our walls themselves. Again, if I go to this one, what I may do is put a window in there, because we've got our staircase there. I think I'll put a window in there, you know, so that you're going onto each floor and you can see, you know, you can look out into your garden if you like, just to see what what we've got. So if I pick on a window again, I'm going to use that one, the same window again. I'm going to say make sure that tag on placement is set, and I'm just going to make sure you pick a window. If you don't pick a window, it won't let you do it, obviously. If I pick that window there, and I'm going to sit one there. Okay, so now again, just to quickly show you about the equal dimensions, or a quick way to make sure that you've got the windows in good position, is I want to pick that wall, I want to pick the centre again, pick the centre there again, and there. I'm going to sit my dimension there, and if you notice the equal sign is on the inside this time. The reason it's on the inside is because it won't fit there, so it'll sit it where it can fit. If I click on equal, you notice that it's got equal there. That's fine. If I click on that one, and if I pick on that one, you've got to be careful here. Instead, see, I've used the land, I've got to use diagonal or another dimension to be able to pick that wall from there to there. So that's going to put that there, and that's the position of that window. I'm not going to move that one now because it's too near the elevator shaft, but we'll leave it there for that. We'll get rid of it at some later date. Okay, so again, hit the escape key twice, and let's go to a 3D view and just see what that particularly looks like with our windows in. Not so bad there. So if I rotate it round, we've got our windows in there, and it doesn't look too bad there neither. And across there, we can most probably reposition that one because it's sat near the actual. It's not very aligned, that one there. We've got the two windows there that we can move up to the other floors. Now, if I go to the isometric view, and again, what I'm going to do is go to the ground level, and I want to pick those windows. Again, I want to pick just one window, and if I type SA, it'll pick all the windows that I've just put in. Okay, do the same with the doors. It'll do the same with whatever we want to pick. So I'm going to go to my clipboard. I'm going to put those windows on the clipboard, and then I'm going to go paste and align to the other levels. Now, at the moment, we've got them on ground level. So obviously, I want them on level 1, 2, 3. If I click OK, I'll think about it, and it's just giving me an instant problem cutting anything. I've got something in there, and I think I know what it is. So I'm going to cancel that off, and I think I know where it is. I think it's because if I go into there, it's not cutting into anything. I think it's up there somewhere. So what I'll do is I'll go to isometric view again, and I'll go to the ground level, and again I'll pick my windows, or a window and SA, and I'm going to go to clipboard. Most of it's still on the clipboard, but I'm going to make sure that they're still there. Then I'm going to pick paste or align to other levels. So I'm going to go to level 1, level 2, and I'm going to click OK. Now I know where it is. Now I know what the problem is. Right, if I go to my level 2, you look there. See, I've put walls in there now. so that's going to cause me a conflict, and if you can see, it's cutting into the windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete those walls out that I put in earlier, which is most probably a sensible thing to do, because I've got my lift in there as well, and it's my lift which it's going to conflict with that. If I delete all the walls out that I've put on that level, and if I go back to my ground level now, and I pick my windows, and again SA, select all, and I'm going to go to clipboard. See, I don't know why I keep doing that, but it's just habit. And then if I go to aligned flows, I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to level 2, and I'm just going to click OK, and then we shouldn't get any problems this time. Which we are. So why am I getting a problem there? Cannot be ignored. But it's cutting into somewhere that I don't like. So I'm going to click on delete instances, and I'm going to go from a 3D view, and I'm going to rotate it round, and I'm going to see what it's done. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to put it too near. I'm trying to put it too near the roof, so I'll have to just alter that from there. At the moment, there now, that's, you know, just a view of what we're going to get. Right, I've clicked on something I shouldn't have clicked on there, but that's what it. That's just a little bonus, if you like. What it's done, it's gone into edit mode, and what it'll allow me to do, it'll allow me to edit that wall, you know, alter it, which if I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it now. That was just a mistake. I'm going to click that, and I don't want to save it, so if I click no, and hopefully it'll take me back to my true view, and there, if you look at it, is where my window is. That's why, because I've got a window coming through the roof, which is something you definitely don't want to do. I'm going to delete that off, and now that makes sense now why I had that warning come up. I wonder why that's got through there. But anyway, I'll have a look at that a bit later on. But that's again, that's just some ways in which we can edit, which we can add walls, we can add lift shafts, we can have windows, doors, and what I will do is I'll take it a little bit further next time when we have a look at it. But again, with the instructions that I've just given you, you should be able to add more walls to the other floors, and just experiment. You know, just do what you want. Okay, thank you, bye.